At the age of 10, my father was gunned down.
We all cut our fingers, drew blood, mixed with wine, and drank it. Everybody took a sip, saying that we're all brothers for life.
Welcome to Chinatown Gang Stories.
Thank you for having me, man.
Here they hit the table. Bang!
I used to be so bad. I used to run around the street.
First time I ran into one of these Malaysian whores, they all said, "Oh, my husband's here." I was like, "What? You working with your husband?"
1 week, how much you make?
33,000 about, yeah.
Everybody eventually became more and more greedy.
All of us are in shock.
We try to help each other as much as possible.
I feel like we are still brothers.
We came out all right.
We're still here.
Yeah.
Survived it.
Exactly.
Hello, Peter. How are you?
Hey. Good. You?
Great, wonderful. Thank you for coming on to Chinatown Gang Story.
Looking forward to it.
Really happy to have you here. I covered you on a previous video. You go by the name of Fat Tiger, and you were a former Ghost Shadow member from the late 1970s into the early 1980s, right?
Correct.
And you were part of a Taiwanese boy crew, and Taiwanese boy was one of the 5 generals under Nicky Louis.
Correct.
Yes, and it was a Taiwanese boy, Kid Zai, Mongo, Applehead, and Stinky Bug, also known as the Worm. So these were the 5 guys with Nicky Louis at the time when Nicky Louis took over as the leader of the Ghost Shadows.
Correct.
Let's start off from the beginning. Tell us about yourself, where you were born, what year did you come to the US, and when did you come to New York?
I was born in 1962, so I'm basically an old man right now. I came to New York in 1972, and about 10 years old. And that's about, like I go to school here and, get picked on like everybody else, stuff like that.
So you were a victim of bullying from the other Chinese kids in your class?
No, I was in PS-137. During that time, it ain't much Chinese around. But no, like one thing is by bullying is like one thing I learned in Hong Kong also, when somebody bully you, you bully them back. So pretty much we fight every day, and it's in the school, but it's like only 1 or 2 Chinese in the whole school that time, during that time. 137, I believe, is in Cherry Street in Montgomery.
Okay. Primarily Hispanics during that time?
And it's black, yeah.
Yes. And so the bullying made you into a bully, so to speak.
Well, actually, we don't bully people, but it's just that, we just fight back. I didn't join again to about late 79. I mean, like the middle of 79 and stuff like that. I know a lot of them actually. It's like I learned go to martial arts school. I was doing the the Blue Palm, the Yuan Kai, Sifu Zai. And then during that time, I know a lot of actually older members of different gangs, Taiwan, Dragons, in Boston, and stuff like that.
Oh.
And I know like quite a few of those old Taiwan, old Dragons, stuff like that. But no, they kind of like when I know them, they kind of like on a behind the scene already, stuff like that. Even Sick Day Home that time.
Sick Day, Dice.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about the scientists from the Flying Dragons?
Well, I don't have much freedom contact with him. It's got contact with him during my time with Taiwan guys. Like sometimes we meet. They meet actually outside New York and stuff like that. But
in case our viewers don't know, Taiwan Zai is Taiwanese boy. Dice was the founder of the Dong'an, and the scientist was the leader of the Flying Dragons.
Correct.
The scientist was way before your time.
Even way before Nicky Louis' time. I think it's there Kuan Yin. I think say no, not Kuan Yin. What's it called? E-War,
E-War.
the White Eagle time. That
Black Eagle and the White Eagle days.
yeah, and because my mom is she ran a marchand place in Chinatown, so it's like when Chinatown place still across the street. That time 10 years old. Like I said one time, I think you got an interview right next to Chinatown. The stair go up there, the number 10 Marsh Street.
Yes.
That's where my mom have a mahjong place. So
How about Fox? Did you come across Fox or Onion Head during those days?
no, I got no contact with Fox whatsoever. And then had just probably when we see outside, say hello and bye. That's it. Because a lot of my friends, schoolmates and stuff like that, was in Flying Dragons.
Yeah.
Like Ryan, Wei Chang, some of those guys.
They were under Fox at the time.
The GS Flying Dragon, but that time it's like pretty much GS is like the biggest one in New York during that time. Probably Jimmy know about it, but at that time it's like Lu Zai and
Tiger Boy.
also,
Yeah. Boy. And Jimmy, you're referring to Big Head.
Yeah, and then during that time the hip hop is one of his brother Robert Shu. It's like with the assistant. We call him What Can Hurt.
Zipperneck?
Yeah. That time he's in Dongwon, but that time it's like we pretty much suppressed everybody in Chinatown. Like at that time during late 79, 80, the Dragon just pretty much is Doya, Peril, and part of Bowery, where they up to like like when the Chatham Square, that part is like pretty much as ours also. And where they up to is like to Silver Palace, not even Silver Palace because
Silver Palace Restaurant.
Yeah, during that time it's like we pretty much roam everywhere, East Broadway, stuff like that. We just go everywhere.
Yeah, that restaurant is no longer there. For our viewers who don't know what Silver Palace Restaurant is, it was
an old time big restaurant. It's like a Gumfong, bigger than Gumfong during that time.
Bigger than Gumfong restaurant.
Yeah.
Place where everyone went for the dim sum.
Yeah. Because like that's how I met kind of like with the underground people and kind of like that. And then one day just like back in 79, it's during summertime, I just walked by, and then a friend of mine, his name was Zai. And then he was with a bunch of GS with Mao Zai and children that time, and they drive by and say, "Oh, Peter, let's go hang out." I said, "Oh, okay." That's after that.
Speaking about Zipperneck from the Dongwon, why they call him Zipperneck? Was it because he has stitches all across his neck?
Yeah.
Was it from an assassination attempt?
Yes, I think one drag is like kind of like a slash and knife or those throat or something like that.
That's why he was a Dongwon member and big head.
Yeah, that time Dongwons and dragons always at wars and Yeah, that time is only what the Eagles, Dragons, us, and Dongwon really. No Folk Chain, PDK, none of those. White Tiger, but it's like that time they just start out. It's not even a threat to us that time. The late 79 and 80, early 80s, just pretty peaceful. But we have shootout stuff like that with Eagles. At that time it was Ming, Larry, Lindell, the black guy that speak great Cantonese. And those guys, they hang out with the Wong Gate, that type, other side of Mott. So,
okay.
Literally.
Hope one day Lindell will reach out to us on this channel.
Yeah. He speaks good Chinese.
Speak fluent Cantonese.
Yeah, and Larry, he's Taiwanese. And Ming, their family own a lot of factory in Chinatown.
Part of the Ghost Shadows broke off and became the White Tigers, and then there was like a lot of shootings during that time between the Ghost Shadows and the White Tigers, right?
Well, during that time, it's like during my time, it's like when I went in, they just broke off, so they kind of like singing. They went to Queens. We always go to Queens, looking for them and stuff like that. But during that time, from the beginning, they pretty weak. So it's not much threat to us. Just a couple of top people just don't hate each other. That's all.
Roundhead, the guy that you shot at, former Ghost Shadow who became a White Tiger, or was he
Yeah,
a Ghost Shadow?
yeah. He's a former Ghost Shadow, become a White Tiger, and then he came down to gambling house, and I think he did something stupid, and they said, "Oh, go ahead."
They gave you the okay to go kill him.
Well, that time I was like pretty young, and then they said, "Oh, wait for a single." Well, I saw him. I didn't see a single. I said, "Fuck it, this shit."
How old were you?
When I shot him, I was like, I believe I was like 16.
16.
That time is like we pretty much we could shoot at anybody that anything that move pretty much just like that. We have a lot of people, and then we have a lot of affection even in our group, because some of them is like ABC, some of them is Cantonese, some of them is ABC and Cantonese together. It's just
for some of our viewers who don't know what ABC stands for, ABC stands for American Born Chinese.
Correct. Tuxing.
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 Cantonese, we call them Tuxing.
Yeah, and then the people born in Hong Kong, we call it Tukha. Because during that time, it's pretty peaceful. So it's not much dirty work to go around. Besides, go rob some the mahjong house, because because it's opened by somebody else, they pay us, stuff like that. But that's about it. And the one thing is like a lot of people, I think, misconception that Chinese gang that terrorize the community neighborhood. That's not even true. But
yeah, that's totally not true. I mean, the reason why the gangs form is because the police didn't give the community protection, and that's why. I interviewed some top level gang members, the leaders, and they told me that whenever the people call the police, they don't care. So that's why they've decided, you know what? If they don't care about us, then we'll be the police.
It's just like people open shops, stuff like that. It's like all prearranged, how they pay the money and stuff like that. But besides that, a lot of those business that's not doing good, or we never collect from them, or even we never could even collect from any of them. Most mainly is those big restaurants, big association or stuff like that.
I mean, they already paid the association a fee before they even open up. That's why you have these certificates hanging on the wall, like the Hip Sing, On Liang. Right? Back in those days, you walk into an establishment, you have the certificate. A lot of even some of these doctors, lawyers, and accountants, restaurant owners, they belong to the association. Yes, sometimes the association help them find the location for them to start up their office, and by hanging that certificate on the wall means that they pay their dues. It's like membership.
Yeah, but it's like pretty much it's like we never touch those mom and pop stuff. Okay, when we go into buy cigarettes, we pay. We never not pay. Or go restaurant, we pay. Only a couple of restaurants that it's like assigned to us. Then we go in there for lunch, breakfast, dinner, stuff like that. Those they pay every month. So I can't pay every month. But it's like never really do anything.
When you say Agong is like the top guy. He's like above the Dai Lo.
Actually, Agong is like what? What is the status is like Taiwan guy is a dragon head guy, a pie. He's Orgao. That means he takes care of social business. And Yunnan Fish Eye.
Fish Eye.
He's a treasurer.
Treasurer. It's like a corporate.
Mao Zai, he's like a general. It's like he take care of all the Taiwan and stuff like that. Well, we have one Taiwan Big Mac, but that's just like pretty much everybody's you could say everybody's a Taiwan, with this certain seniority and stuff like that. But it's like out the middle lower level, never really into power grip and something like that. We don't do that.
Yeah. So you were in the streets during the time when Taiwanese boy was at the top. He was at the helm. There was nobody above him in the Ghost Shadows. Because during that time, Kid Zai was shot and he survived.
He's not even in Chinatown. Like a DJ and Paul. They're not even in Chinatown.
After the assassination attempt, he
Yeah.
kept a low profile.
Yeah.
Before he came back and took over the street, and that's when Taiwanese left the street.
Yeah.
Taiwanese left the street. I think he lost his power pretty quickly, right after when you came out from prison for that extortion attempt on the ice cream factory, right?
That's so stupid. I mean, it's like a 3 charges. It's like one is assault, one is like attempted murder, and one is extortion. And one thing I don't remember the assault because we have so many fights. But the extortion, I don't even know that guy.
Okay, so from what I heard was you had 3 pending open cases on you. One was for an assault, one was for extortion case, and one was for the attempted murder of Roundhead, the shooting. And then 2 case out of the 3 got dismissed, but the extortion charge is stuck because
I guess cap out. Yeah.
Oh, you capped out on that?
Yeah, because it's like they say no. My lawyer said, "Oh, that guy's pretty serious. I don't know what." He said he don't know what's going on, why he got hard on me, but no, they try to talk to him, but no, it's like, oh, I don't know. He said the best office like no attempted murder stuff like that. Don't even worry about it. They not even if go call you. They're not gonna stick. But just that one is gonna stick. If no, like if it's stick, it probably you go do a 4 or 12 or 5, 15 or something like that. So might as well do like a 2 6.
Okay. And the victim was a Tong member or a gang member from a opposite opposing gang?
He's from Hongqing.
Hongqing.
Oh, yeah, but it's like I don't even with Hongqing. I know Ashui water and stuff like that, but no, that's about it. Probably his girlfriend Ada that time is like I kind of know her and we talk a lot, but she's probably misunderstanding or something like that.
So there's a girl involved, and I guess he has a vendetta against you, and he wants to put you away. He wants you.
Probably.
So that's okay. All right. And wasn't there an incident with a flying dragon member named Pussy Lip?
Dayamshun.
Dayamshun, Pussy Lip.
It's like well, his girlfriend and some other girls like what by Marshy and stuff like that. So I kind of like figure out with stuff like that, and then should have been Knickerbocker project during that time, and I guess he find out that she hang out with Marshy now, and then he called the phone booth on the front of Taiwan. That's where we get phone call and stuff like that.
The street is basically like your office.
Yeah, everybody's office, And they say, "Oh, I need to give her back, and I got give him Lycea Lomo, stuff like that."
Lycea means red envelope.
Yeah, a Lomo. That means like a red envelope too. For taking his girl, or he go do something about it. So what you gonna do, buddy? If you come down here, I'll wait for you anytime. But and then later on say, "Oh, let's have a sit down." It's not even an official sit down. I don't know. It's just like a bullshit. And then I said I go, and me and one of my guys named Guang Tao, and then we just go by and say where, and then they say, "Oh, Hong Kong." That's on Pearl and close to Mott. And settle time, and then we go there, and then he was there. Wei Cheng was there, Ryan was there, and we high five each other with Wei Cheng. He was like, kind of like shy, and then so, no, what you want? And then during that time, Uncle Seven came in. And he said, "Oh,搞乜撚啊你哋班，你班衰仔搞乜撚啊咁樣？" And he said, 點解鬼仔喺度？And then say no, tell him what happened. Shit, he just kind of like a smack him in the back of his head. 屌你，即係冇撚用，即係咁都咁啦係咩嘢？just leave, tell him to leave and stuff like that. And then later on, I asked him to as a red envelope, and stuff like that, just crush it and stuff like that. But because I know Uncle Seven was like 12, 13 years old. So
Okay, so you have a close relationship with Uncle Seven.
not close relationship. Because that time during my martial art time before the gangster time, it's like I always go with the seafood and then go to Solo Brothers with Bak Sok.
The martial art teacher.
Yeah, go to Yum Chao Bak Sok. Bak Sok's home. That during that time is a real big in Hong Kong. And so sometimes that's how we know each other and talk and stuff like that. But actually, I joined the Hong Kong before I even joined the Go Shadow. You could join Freemason and join Honor or Hip Sing. But if you're Honor, you cannot join Hip Sing or Hip Sing cannot join Honor. So a lot of members like a Hip Sing Honor, even Uncle Seven is Freemason.
So it ended up where Pussy Lip have to give you a red envelope instead of the other way around.
For troubling us to come over there to have a sit down, waste of time.
And how much was in the envelope?
That's like what that time is a timba. They always like 36 or 18. So
$1,800. That's a lot of money back in those days in the early 1980s.
Yeah, it's like but we spread it. We don't have to get that or anything.
Oh, so what's the meaning behind the number 千八 and 3,600, right?
No, yeah.
3,600, it's either 1,800 or 3,600 in the red envelope. What's the meaning behind those numbers? Because I know the Chinese very
like
super
the tribe thing in Hong Kong, like Samsung is like when you join a group or something like that, you have to give to that $36 or something like that to like see, or 18 is like I don't know, just some kind of tribe thing.
Oh, so it's a triad thing coming from Hong Kong. So it was like an initiation fee. It was $18 or $36, right?
Yeah.
So that 18, that's where the 1,800, 3,600 came from.
Yeah, usually 36 is initiation a lot they use, and then 18 is like like C and stuff like that.
Yes, I remember my uncle Tad talking about the fee that he had to pay. I don't remember what the amount is. I gotta go over that interview again. But yeah, I remember he had to pay a fee, and that was back in the 1960s when he 14K. And yeah, he served in about 4 or 5 different prison in Hong Kong, out of prison at that time. So I have interviews with him on the channel as well. Yeah, there's more interviews with him coming. So you're also known as Fat Tiger in the streets. Why they call you Fat Tiger?
Well, you can see I'm pretty like overweight at that time, and one of my Chinese name is like one of word in my Chinese is Tiger, so they just say Fat Tiger. That time is like that time is young and crazy, so
young, crazy, and you're a little overweight.
Yeah.
I have someone here who wants to say hello to you. He speaks very highly of you, and he told me that you protected him from the streets when he was a little kid. And
I did.
maybe you might remember him, but he surely remembers you. He's gonna come on right now and say hello.
Okay.
Hey, Pugo,
Eddie.
come on, you gotta remember me.
Okay. Can you go?
How you been?
Great. You?
Oh, haven't seen you for so long. How long has it been?
What, 40 years, 50 years?
More than
No, about 40 years, 40 some years.
But you look good. You look good. You look healthy.
Look old.
What I remember Fei Fugo from back then was with Saw King, Da Chiu Zai.
Oh, okay.
That really broke my heart. Because I really respected these two young boy,
Elders.
Yeah. And that incident really fucking broke my heart. Well, anyway, it's good seeing you. I just want to say hi to you. 希望有一日，one day we could sit down, 飲茶, whatever, 食飯.
Yeah, sometimes a lot of time I go up to New York. 有时想要上 New York 嘅。
Michael has my contact. I don't live in New York no more, but if you're planning to travel back up to New York, give Michael a heads up, and Michael will notify me, and I'll be there.
Yeah, if you guys come down to Florida, let me know.
Okay, definitely. All right, it's good seeing you.
Yeah, good to see you.
All right.
It's been so long.
And thank you. Really appreciate it. When I was a kid, you look after me. You kept on telling me it wasn't worth it.
Mhm,
Kept me in Brooklyn.
mhm.
At the end, I didn't listen.
But during the times, everything changed from our time and your time. That's no.
Yeah.
Because during my time, it's like a lot of stuff we cannot touch.
The structure was different.
Yeah, very, way different.
Well, anyway, I'm not gonna interrupt the interview any longer. It's nice seeing you, and take care, Happy. All right.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
That was a nice reunion. How about Seabear? You remember Seabear?
Yeah, Beho. I was with him in Elmira, upstate New York.
Okay. And you guys were in there together with Big Mac.
Big Mac was in Kawasaki. He
Okay.
wasn't with us. He's another president.
What was
But
what was he like, Seabear? What was his personality like?
he's calm. I mean, he talked very kind of slow, but no, very forceful. No, he's very intimidating guy. Very not to us, but no, to towards others. He got really good reputation in prison. And that's how he got us in. Well, got me into that time booking and prison and stuff like that. Yeah, and got us kicked out of prison. I mean, got us kicked out of Marvel actually.
So they split you guys up.
They actually say no. We want to organize ring in the prison system. So
So you guys were making money in it. You guys had a nice racket.
yeah, pretty much. But during that time, it's like I was working in grievance in prison and grievance department. It's like it's an election that it has to be an election that the general population had to vote to who be in the liaison and stuff like that. So I was in that. I was like sleep to about 10, 11, and then my cell never closed to probably 12 of them. Because I got the pass. I could walk around the prison anywhere, each different block and stuff like that. Meet people, see what's their problem with the prison, and then bring it up, stuff like that.
Yeah. So did your Dailo send any money to you while you were in prison?
Yeah, when I was working at Island, the one that came visit, and it just shot like a few $1,000 off. Let's say no. Because they say you don't use much money in there. It's like you only could spend like $50 a month. No, I mean on the commissary stuff like that, you don't need that much.
Yeah.
I said every 2 weeks, I think $50 every 2 weeks.
Still a lot of money, a few $1,000s back in those days. Yeah.
Yeah, because to us it's like I think he get some to Big Mac also, but no, doesn't Rackets Islands. But it's just I think he's a good title compared to well, I don't have much title, but no.
What was his personality like? He was your Dailo.
Yeah, he was funny. He was like that Ko Yao Ying. He got a lot of girls.
Looking guy.
Yeah, good looking guy. He got a lot of girls and stuff like that, but no. He took us to like to a fire island, or no, because upstate, to shoot around stuff like that. But no, he's take us to eat and go, and he bring us to Queens, to what that time is like. I don't know, you guys remember Sector 4 Wall? It's a hot pot, Taiwanese hot pot. Yeah, but he's like very generous to us and very like a big brother, like.
So he takes care of his soldiers.
Yeah. So he's like a very big brother, like a kind of feel, not like a
How about the other generals, like Mongol? What was he like?
Mango, I have not figured well because during my time they still in prison in Maryland.
He was in prison now.
With Agao.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
With Stinky Bug.
Yeah.
How about Kidzai? What was he like? What was his reputation like in the streets?
Kids, I met him after I came out when he was in the street, took over the street. And I met him a couple of times, there's a Casey fan. That's about it. There's not much of, interact with him.
Mm-hmm. And how about Applehead?
He was a real nice guy. When I came out, I met back with Taiwan, and they put me back in '83. He put me back in Queens. We stay in Queens, and that's like he always worried about did we eat, do we have anything? I mean, he's real nice,
Mhm.
And I even babysit for Taiwan guy couple of times.
Okay. So another question the viewers would probably like to know. Were there any incidents in prison? Any violence, any fights that you got into?
But during that time, even from the Rackets Island time part, it's like that time is like GS. Pretty much is like our name is pretty good throughout the organized, underground reputation. So we pretty much is like nobody really bothered us.
Mm.
And even in C-74, it's like we pretty much run the whole not the C-70 out here is like I forgot. I mean, this my block is a transit block. So it's like me, Big Mac, and a couple other, I forgot which Chinese is it, but no, we stayed there because we're in a suicide squad. So we watch everybody, the middle of the night we go around, make sure people don't hang themselves.
Mhm.
But yeah, we're pretty much just like in prison, you just have to be, afraid to stand up for yourself and just be nice to everybody, but don't afraid to be, stand up. If somebody pick on you, just smack the hell out of them. It's like pretty much it's like be yourself and don't be scared of them.
Mhm.
And at that time in prison, we pretty friendly with the Muslim, and they were very strong in the prison.
Mhm.
Only reason we friend with the Muslim is like it's just that one thing we like them because like on the child time we stand behind them, especially on the pork chop days. They don't eat pork, so it's
So
just
you get the pork.
just gotta give us all the pork and all the hams and stuff like that. But we're friendly with them and we're friendly with the Italian. And so we were pretty much just like, and the Puerto Ricans, a lot of those Puerto Ricans from the east side, a lot of them know we go to school or we know each other. And we formed pretty good alliance with everybody. So
Mhm. So what was that incident about with Seabear taking shots at the Italian guy? I guess he didn't want the Italian to interfere with Chinatown's business, right?
yeah, it's then that time it's like an early part, the early the town they put a contract on on us before just stuff like that. They won't take it because one thing is like we pretty much we don't bother them, they don't bother us, but they step on us, we just like we cream them. And then Italians pretty much as the movie portrayed, they do this like that. It's like most of the leaders just fat and slow. Okay. I
And
mean,
and you guys could easily find them at the social
yeah, the social club. No, it's just that we got no beef with them. They got no beef with us. No, we're cool. But if they want to interfere, start sticking in they want they this the gourmet business, the factory and stuff like that. They have a hand on it, but we don't care. So, but once something's on our hand, don't even bother with it.
Yeah.
And then they won't come in that time. During that time, it's like still early. So we don't have that much reputation as a crazy crew. So they try now. Thought we are easy prey. And
So
they put a stop on it.
yeah, so I guess the Italians didn't know. I guess they want to like slowly muscle in, but then you guys put a stop to it.
Yeah,
Because that was the early days of the GS
70s. Yeah.
in the
They
70s.
thought we had kind of like a wheat potato and something that they could squeeze, but guess they find out.
Yeah, I guess the only thing they got was the garment factory, where, from what I hear from my interviews with all the owners of these sweatshop, that the Italians basically get together with the owner of the factory, and they supply like the machinery and everything without them having to pay for it, but they get the contract to do the trucking and the deliveries and all that. So they work hand in hand, and that's why the Chinese gangs, they don't extort from these sweatshops, and they just leave it alone for they just leave it to the Italians. So this way, there's no friction between the Italians and the Asian gangs.
Yeah, because it's like what they talk about is like a way before our time already.
Yeah, that was they established that way before. I guess the Tongs allowed it, and then it just carried over. But then eventually the Italians thought that the Ghost Shadows, Flying Dragons, these new gangs that was forming in the 70s, they were weak. So I guess they try to like muscle in on certain business.
They want to pay them and stuff like that, but you must be kidding me. It's like during that time, it's like how we say it. We also, a lot of people portray us like especially a lot of American TV and stuff at news group and stuff. A bunch of poor Chinese kids, joining together and stuff like that. Honest to truth, some of those people their family is so rich.
Yeah, some of the older generation Ghost Shadows and Flying Dragons, right?
Yeah,
come from a family.
Good family. It's like I know one brother is like his father's 中华工所主席. It's another state. And some of those like his sister own like a 5 factory.
So I wonder why some of these guys join a gang if they come from a wealthy family.
It's more as like a loneliness. A lot of those is like we never see our parents. It's like no, and then when we go home, pretty much it's alone.
Yeah, the parents are never home. Yeah.
Only communication with my parents like okay, I need $20, $50 for sneaker, or $20 for buying this or that. Wear a slip, put it in the table, go sleep, and they came home late at night. They see it, they put $20, and when I wake up to go to school and stuff like that, they still sleep. So I pretty much never see them unless I go to their my house.
Yeah. So getting back with the Italians, because Little Italy is like right across the street from Ma Street, Bayard. Do you guys ever have any interaction with the Italian kids, the younger Italian kids?
Only on the firework part, but no, it's not weird. It's just on the firework July 4th, the Chinese New Year, stuff like that. But it's not really big conflict. It's just like, territory wise, you come to our place, the small petty stuff, fist fight, nothing ever come out to something serious that older people have to come in.
How about the older Italian guys? Do you guys have any business dealings with them?
Not well. Actually, later on the day we do immigration stuff, green card and stuff like that. But besides that, I think later they have those drugs that during that time and the say Taiwanese, but it's like that's like after my times. In my time, like pretty much it's like like I honestly say, back in my time, we can't even smoke joint in the street. We had to go back to apartments to smoke a joint. If that time is pills and drinking. Okay, and if you took a pill in the street, you go down basement and get the shower.
So let's get back to the that racket that you guys had with the Italians. What kind of racket was that with the immigration?
Well, immigration is like a lot of illegal here, and then he knows somebody in the immigration, top guys.
So
So
they knew some top level people at the immigration office.
and then it's like you know how you put an application in and stuff like that, and you had to wait forever. But well, what we do is like they took the application, put in the front on top.
So they
then,
basically paid off the people at the immigration to expedite the process.
Yeah, into instead of a few year into few days.
And how much did you give the Italians?
We kind of spread. It's like probably much like 40 to 50,000, and then 25,000 is the immigration, and then we split whatever, and then it's just like we cannot do too much. Only probably 5 to 10 people a month. That's the most we could do, because if you do too many
people a month at 40 to 50 grand, and you give the money to the Italian gives 25,000 to someone who works at the immigration office. And how was the exchange?
Well, actually, it's like we put an envelope, and then we took a train to Washington D.C., and then we have a mailbox, kind of locker box. We just put the information, application, stuff like that in the mailbox, put the money, and just leave it there, and they take care of the rest. And then after like a month or so, the green card was sent to our office, and that's when we tell them pick it up.
Oh, that's a nice racket.
Yeah.
Back in those days, in the late 70s, early 80s, that's a lot of money to get.
That's pretty much late 80s, because I don't touch what they, I don't touch what they touch in Chinatown.
So basically, you guys don't even hand over the money there was no money exchange from hand to hand, basically. Like you don't even see the Italians. It's just an agreement that you guys worked out where you just take a train to DC and drop it off at a locker over there at the train station.
That's it.
Things get done.
Yeah. So I don't even know which guy's immigration is. Well, they say the name. But yeah. But no. It stopped after he retired, but no, probably he's getting old, and that's why he want to make some money before he retires. So it's not too long setup. So it's like probably a little bit over a year.
Yeah. Oh. So that's a lot of people at 5 to 6 people a month. And then you remember which crime family, which mob family you guys were dealing with?
I met him in Clinton. That's when I do a parole violation, and they sent me to Clinton, and then I met him, and he's like a godfather to me. It's like we cook together and stuff like that. I remember his first name. I forgot his last name. He lived in Staten Island and stuff like that.
We're not gonna mention his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
but
remember what pretty much the Gambino family.
Gambino.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So okay. Met John Gotti Jr. So
oh, you met John Gotti Jr. in there too?
Well, just no, it's a transit.
Yeah, okay.
So,
you guys really protected Chinatown back then. But the movies and the books and the newspaper portray the gangs as
backstabbing, blah blah blah. No, just don't work that way.
Yeah, like a cancer to the community. But they work hand in hand with the community, the gangs, the tongs, and the community residents of Chinatown.
I mean, actually, you could ask, the older generation community. Nobody ever spoke bad about, Chinese gang. It don't matter if Dragon Dawn and stuff like that. Nobody spoke back about it.
Well, as a parent, they're probably afraid that the kids might.
Yeah, darn. Yeah.
The biggest fear for a parent. And another fear that they have was getting caught in the crossfire.
I think Ghost Shadow that time is pretty, well, during my time, we got a pretty lot of legendary people that during that time, but Lenny Zai, Lefty,
Lenny Zai, Lefty,
Tom Hartau.
Hartau.
Yeah.
So these guys were legends in the streets.
Well, they are more like
Hato was Lobster Head.
yeah, second
Dong Guat,
generation. Yeah, Dong Guat, yeah, that's his brother.
that's his brother, the brothers.
Yeah.
Hato, Lobster Head, and Wintermelon, they're brothers.
Yeah,
And you have Lenny Zai, and you also have who else? Yeah,
Tuk Sing,
Tuk Sing.
okay.
Tuk Sing is ABC.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then that time Xu Zai,
Shu Zai Potato.
that's a guy that shot Nikki.
He shot Nikki Louis.
Mhm.
Nikki Louis survived that assassination attempt.
Yeah,
And Nikki Louis survived, I think, 3 assassination attempts, maybe even more.
I don't know. It's like Xu Zai is he's Taiwanese also.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He served a lot of time in prison.
Mhm.
I think.
And was the twin Howard and Gunston.
Yeah. A lot of stories. These guys have a lot of stories.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's like main point is that we're not what other people think we are. No, we just normal people, normal kids. No, doing crazy stuff.
And the main source of income was coming in from the gambling houses, right?
Yeah,
That was
like
Shadow's main source of income.
well, main source of income is the Bowfy and the gambling house.
Protection fee, the gambling house money.
Yeah, that's during my time, but later on it's totally different story. But
Yeah. And the Dong'an's main racket was also gambling houses and entertainment business industry.
that's afterward.
Later.
Yeah, later.
Mid 80s, they started in that.
That's during the Kamsing and that's no. The Kamsing 仔嗰陣時，because Kamsing is like a very funny. It's like they got all kind of group in there. There are people from Dragon. There are people from GS, from Ting.
They
Yeah.
very fast and very quick. And they were able to kick out the Dong'an for a short period of time until Uncle Seven took them out, right?
Yeah. Well, at that time it's like Liu Keizham, my kung fu school teacher, Yang Kai, Sifu Zai, they're part of it.
Tell us a story behind that, and also that led to the Golden Star shooting.
Back in 80, yeah, 80 something. Well, actually, a lot of the business when I came out, I did a couple of violation. Because when I came out, it's like I was in upstate, and then I came down to New York, and then later I moved to Florida, and I got snitched on Florida by one of the Dragons. Came back to do time in Sing Sing and stuff like that. But it's just that a lot of times I miss those things. It's like I'm in prison. And maybe it was good for me because I think that's why I didn't get indicted on the back in '85. Because a lot of what I do, they tried to say I was kind of like control doing in prison. I mean, that's so stupid.
Did you run into any Tongan or Green Dragons in prison?
No. Tongan, no. I met the Black Eagles.
Black Eagles.
Yeah.
You guys
become good friends.
You guys were enemies in the streets, but when you're in prison, you guys became friends?
Real good friends.
Anybody you want to say hello to?
Jimmy, I think I met him before, but I forgot. He looks so familiar.
Big Head.
Yeah, Big Head.
You probably remember Big Head when he was a soldier.
Well, I met Bicing. Was rock and roll. He was real heavy on those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was early member. Him and Big Head, they were early members. Big Head was even earlier than Bicing.
Yeah, way earlier. But I think after Big Head is like a live one. Nicky Louis, Mao Zai, they all out. Kids, all out. They all out already.
Yeah.
Or didn't get caught.
Yeah, back then they didn't have a life sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Call it life, but you don't serve your natural life in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all serve a lot of time. They came out long time ago. You know, it's so long ago. We're talking about like things that happened 40 years ago, 40 plus years ago.
Yeah, so it's like it's all past, all retired or pass away already. Doing that.
They did 20 years. They've been out for, for
Yeah.
20 years already.
But no, we never was crazy like the BTK was.
Yeah, you heard about BTK, right?
Yeah, we never crazy as them. But
By that time, you left the streets already.
yeah, well, Phúc Chinh, we did have a. I'm pretty friend with Paul.
Fu Zhao
Phúc Chinh
Paul.
Paul. And then that time there was even for once they was thinking about joining together with the GS. Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fu Zhao Paul was involved with the heroin trade.
Mm-hmm. I mean, way before the heroin trade. That time was the yeah. It's one of the member in Phúc Chinh. You probably know him. His sister, my girlfriend during that time, back in '83.
Uh-huh.
You guys got apartment in Allen Street.
Allen, Orchard, Christie.
Allen Street. That time it's like one time I was living upstate in Albany, and then we came down to visit, and then didn't go home, and then she said, "Oh, my brother's crew got an apartment here," and so okay, we stayed there. They just give us the big room. I even forgot his name, but I know his last name's Yan.
Mm-hmm.
You probably know him. Tony 才有幾個
Uh-huh.
Chinese, the Phúc Chinh.
Yeah.
That's when they first started.
Yeah, when they first started, it was a Thai was at the helm. A Thai and
Yeah.
Fu Zhao Paul wasn't in top, but they're all the top level guys. Eventually Fu Zhao Paul split up with a Thai, and
Okay, yeah. Too much money involved.
Yeah.
I mean, their trade is more profitable than the the heroin thing.
yeah. So eventually Fu Zhao Paul left Phúc Chinh and started his own gang called the Green Dragons.
No, never have any really. Like I said, that during my time, life is much simpler. Just there with Dragon, Dongwon, us.
Yeah, during your time, it was only Flying Dragons, Dongwon, and the Ghost Shadows.
Yeah, life is much simpler.
Yeah. Later on, that's when the White Tigers branched out from the Ghost Shadows, and then you have BTK branching out from the Flying Dragons and the Ghost Shadows, and then later on you have the Gum Sing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the
we never even consider Freemason as a gang. It's just a youth group.
Yeah, even in the 80s when I was out in the streets, we never even considered Freemason a gang. Yeah.
But one thing is like
yeah,
for sure. I mean, fist fight, they real good.
All those kids were involved with Kung Fu.
Yeah, they real good.
Martial arts.
Their master, Gosifu, he is real good. Called Monkey King.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he is good.
Yeah.
I mean, we never have a fist fight with them. When we have a fight, we just say, "Moyo, move."
Yeah.
Yeah.
They mind their own business. They do their own thing with the martial arts, and you don't start any trouble.
Mostly the Tiger line dance, stuff like that. They make a lot of money in line dance.
So they weren't a threat.
But later on, they got caught in the Gum Sing stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people when we talk about Gum Sing, they think we're talking about Gum Sing gang on 8th Avenue, Sunset Park.
No,
it's not. You're talking about
it's the one there on East Broadway.
Yeah, the East Broadway, which is the older generation. The Freemason. Those guys.
You know,
Not-
Freemason, they got long gay. What's his name? I go home.
Mhm.
I don't know if he's still alive or not, but no. It's like even White Tigers.
Yeah. Yeah, White Tiger was offshoot from the Ghost Shadows. It was created by Stinky Bug, also known as the
Yeah. And they got Nicky in it.
yeah. And then people thought that it was Nicky Louie that started the White Tiger. It wasn't. Yeah.
Now they, how you say it? They want to start to cut into the pie of towns. That's how this all started.
Mhm. Yeah. And then they had a really tight relationship with the Dong'an, the White Tigers. They always hang out at the Dong'an Association, the White Tigers.
Yeah. And Beers with G5, and they all pretty much grew up together.
G-Fight, for our viewers who don't know, G-Fight is Clifford Wong.
Clifford Wong, yeah.
Wong with
They-
the tongue.
It's like our generation, like we are really good friends with some of the dragons and stuff like that. Yes, we fight, but we never really seriously shooting at shit. No, shoot at each other.
Mhm.
But a lot of things changed afterward. People that I know that pass away and stuff like that, and especially the Shadow just break apart too. That was a real shame.
Yeah, I mean, during your generation, most of those shootings, they were like targeted shootings, and you guys know who you won, and not many innocent people get in the crossfire. But then later on in the 70s and the 90s, that's when the things got bad. You get
Yeah,
like
because like I think the last real dialogue in GS is Kidzai. Honestly, you could call a dialogue is Kidzai. No. After that, all those other people, I don't even consider them. No.
yeah, Kid Sai was a legend in the streets. I mean, he was indicted for he was charged with 13 homicide, and he was convicted for 6, and he got into shootouts with the cops on 2 separate occasions, and he tried to kill Nicky Louie personally. He took shots at Nicky Louie twice, tried to kill him, and
Like Taiwan Zai, Fish Eye, and I mean, they know before the indictment. They know before the indictment come, they left. Agao and they left
so
because it's like,
I guess they're still fugitives now. Taiwanese boy and
yeah, Agao and but it's just that it's like with Eddie because they were close with Eddie. So they got the
heads up.
heads up.
And Eddie was the On Liang
Now president.
yeah. Yeah, there was an extortion attempt on him when he came to the US. He was very flashy. He showing off. He had a lot of money, and then that's when
First Rolls Royce is his car. The
yeah.
Chinatown did the first Rolls Royce. He owned it.
He was driving a Rolls Royce in Chinatown.
Yeah.
So I guess that's when Nicky Louie decided he's gonna extort him.
Well, Neil and Phil was his bodyguard. Remember?
Oh, so yeah, so he had 2 cops as a bodyguard, right?
Yeah, when Neil and they retired, they would become his bodyguard. But also, I understand it's like FBI, put them in there.
Yeah, there's a story behind that. And those 2 cops left the job early instead of their full 20-year retirement. They left early.
Yeah,
become to work for them.
Yeah, I see Neil's in your group.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the newspaper got it wrong also. Nicky Louie in the newspaper, it says Nicky Louie tried to extort a couple of $1,000s from him. It was
Couple of that, they don't
want to extort a couple of thousand. You talk about
a couple of 100,000.
So we'll talk about that one day. How
Because like I think you remember one time it's like at the statue of the town, how they make money and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like why people always want to be a president or Hip Sing? Because like besides all the business that open up, they got like a share, the dry share. No, they don't pay. and also all the gambling halls around the country with the owner, they had to pay them because the owner is like they have in Chicago and Detroit, New Orleans, Florida, Houston, a lot of places they pay them. They have to pay them.
And in the movies, they portray like the Tongs having control over the street gangs. The Tongs are afraid of the street gangs.
We have a liaison. That time is Chinatown.
It's about
For the
respect, right?
yeah.
Like
Huh?
it's about it's all about respect. Like the street gangs
Yeah.
go hand in hand with the Tongs, but it
Yeah.
doesn't. The Tongs control us.
But it's like we try to muscle into the towns. No, we want to be where the money is, but no, sometimes they don't like it.
Yeah. So they use their power and influence
Mhm.
to get their ways. The Tong Association.
We had to do 2 initiation. One is for the GS, and then they pick certain people. We had to do another initiation with the owner,
Yeah.
and that's when we get get paid. Also, we get paid weekly salary, and then when every time when an election come on, we got our money for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, best they had to, and then also it's like actually I did 3 initiation. I had to do one in Florida. I came down to Florida to initiate us again in Florida.
What was your initiation process like with the Gold Shadows?
I'm gonna go share us like drop of blood and wine and all those oats, and pretty much just like simplify everything.
Yeah. Yes, a simplified version of like how the Triads does it. The Triads,
So that hey, yeah.
Hey, that's what they call it. Hey.
Yeah. So it's in even honor is even simple, just incense and I see.
New York City's Chinatown gangs is very simple and straightforward.
Yeah.
The envelope and General Kwan, the incense, the blood,
Yes, I usually for us like West New York, that time it's like we just came in, so we give them $36 and they give us back like $1,800. So same thing with in Florida, $36, they give us back $1,800. No.
A lot of businesses have General Kwan protecting the entrance.
The Hong Kong police, they all believe in the same one. So
yeah, General Kwan is like represents like courage, loyalty.
Yeah.
That's why the gangs they worship General Kwan. During the initiation process, we use the one with the battle axe down.
Yeah.
And the business owners, they use the one with the battle axe holding up.
Yeah, to get all the business.
Yeah. So what does that symbolize? Maybe you can shed some light on it. And also with the General Kwan, the businesses, they have General Kwan with wearing the red boot.
Yes.
With the gang members, the initiation process, the ritual, they use the General Kwan wearing the black boots.
This is like we kind of like a little bit different from Dongwon or Dragons. They do more of those traditional stuff.
Traditional.
Yes, it's just pretty much new version. No, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
last time we don't do that. No, they do.
Yeah, the Tongon, they do that whole ritual and make it more elaborate.
Our life is pretty simple. Wake up 1 o'clock in the afternoon, very sick, and then whatever, and then go movie or nighttime go club, and then go bars, that's our day, every day.
I heard kids I had a DeLorean, soldier scientists. They drove some fancy cars back then.
Yeah, like for us, we got the Grand Prix, Regos, stuff like that, the Chargers. One day I was driving a Cougar, and Trisha was driving a Thunderbird. But no, it's not that fancy. Later on, I'll have a BMW and stuff like that, but it's not. To us, it's like not much. We pretty much into girls instead of more than anything else.
I guess it was the top leaders who drove the nice cars, right? Like Guys like Dice, he drove a Mercedes, right?
That's older. Dice, sometimes they are older. Like when they during our time, 6A was pretty down. Low profile, and when back in '85 when the booming, the heroin trade booming, that's when they were driving Mercedes, Porsche, stuff like that. They all high power cars.
Yeah.
The engine cars.
Uh-huh.
The 77 Charger and stuff, they all muscle car.
Yeah. Yeah.
550 engine.
All the muscle cars, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the in the 70s, the Corvette, they called it the Stingray, right?
Anyway, yeah, because that time we're not much into cars. It's like more into girls and partying.
Uh-huh. The nightclubs and everything.
Yeah.
Pool hall.
And,
Those
we don't need what Queens go pool, but we're not even into those. It's just like we bunch of lazy, pretty much we are a bunch of lazy kids. We don't really go around to well, we go to Great Adventure in New Jersey, stuff like that, but more like a tourist like go try to one day instead of just doing something, pool halls and
there were a lot of movie theaters in Chinatown.
yeah,
And
Golden Palace, Music Palace, something. Theater with the new one like so I forgot it. But I always go to the movie by myself.
uh-huh.
Much safer.
Yeah. Yeah, back in those days, you go with a group, and you're a target.
Yeah, I just go by myself.
Yeah, yourself, and you don't stand out.
Yeah, I sit in the back. First thing I could get out, close to the door, exit door.
There were a couple of shootings in Pagoda Theater involving the Ghost Shadows, right?
Yeah, they always have shooting.
Yeah.
People shot from up the balcony and stuff like that. But that's why I never go to a big group.
Yeah.
Even with a big group, I go somewhere else instead.
Yeah. And a lot of those shootings go unreported. The newspaper.
Mhm.
Even your shooting.
Huh?
Okay, we'll wrap this up for now. Thank you so much for sharing all your stories with us.
Okay.
Hopefully I'm
We
gonna
could do that next time. Yeah.
yes. Hopefully we'll
Okay.
do this again next time.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Peter. I'll
Thank
see you
you.
soon.
All right.
Again. Bye bye.